In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the difference between darkness and denseness. To all intents and purposes, you would think that they're the same, but when it comes to the spiritual journey, when it comes to energetics, it's very, very different. And that's what we're going to unpack. Let's get into it. Hi, and welcome to Oaklaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those that are returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we are going to unpack the difference between darkness and denseness. And it's really important to understand the energetic differences, the frequencies of their existence. And I want you to grab hold of that, the frequencies of their existence. If you are on the spiritual journey, you will know that everything in existence is created, and it's created from usually emotions. Our emotions are thoughts, and the emotions within those thoughts. And that is a key element of the difference between darkness and denseness. And it's really important when we're doing the dark night of the soul, or shadow work, as some like to call it. It's important to know this difference because it allows you to attain greater levels of healing because of your deeper understanding. So that dark night of soul is going down into your shadow aspects, your polarities. If you're a light being, then you're going to have that darkness. We have the light, we have the darkness. We have the yin, we have the yang. That is part of who we are. It's what gives us the balance. And I used to feel guilty because I have quite a dark sense of humor. And when I started the spiritual journey, and then my dark humor would come out, and it can be quite dark, and it can be quite cynical. I'm not sure if cynical is the right word, but I think working in the health profession, you have a real grip on the reality between life and death. And if you've been around people that have been in the medical profession, or have been in any emergency situations, work in emergency services, or have been in the forces, where they also have that grip between life and death, they have that handle on it because they're faced with it every single day. We tend to use humor, and so the humor can be rather dark to the outside world. It can be rather dark, and it's not meant in any lack of compassion. Quite the contrary, it's a way of being able to maintain compassion and not fall into the spectrum of sympathy, because when we're in sympathy, it's about us. It's not about the person that's going through it. And so a lot of people that are in those types of careers tend to have a dark sense of humor. And when I first started the spiritual journey, and of course people got to know me, got to know what I did, and then I would be comfortable to be my true authentic self, because it was something then when I first started. I wouldn't just automatically show up as that person. It was quite shocking for them, and then I would feel that shock from them, and I would recoil back and think, oh, is there, am I really a light being? And the one thing that I know, somebody that I dearly respect and respected at the time, said the more light, the more darkness. It's polarity. There's a balance, and it made sense. So the brighter your light, the darker you go, the deeper you go. And so that is true with your dark night of the soul journeys, your shadow journeying. The greater the levels of light being that you intend to attain in this physical lifetime, the deeper you need to dig into your darkness. So that's the first aspect. The second aspect, as I said in the intro, is the difference between darkness and density. And I have always believed, and it is my belief, you will have to see if it resonates with you, but it's my belief that bad things can happen. People can do what we perceive to be bad things to us that hurt us, that we need to look at, let go of, and give forgiveness so that we can move forward when we go into, and the things that we've done ourselves so that we can move forward. But they've come from a place of unintention. It's come from a place of lack of understanding, lack of education, being in fear, being in that sense of lack. It's come from it's been created from the lower vibrating emotions, but it's not been done with an intention to hurt others. There hasn't been that fierce intention. Density for me is energies that exist, dark energies that exist, that dense energy that has been created with malicious intention. Both hurt, both are dark. But when you start to feel the energies, you can feel the difference. Does somebody hurt you? So in an everyday given situation, somebody is running in a fear, somebody is running in a sense of lack. They do something because of their own triggers going off and they're in that survival mode. And so in that survival mode, they step on your neck. And when you can feel the energies, you can feel that that's what's going on. Does it make it right? No. Do you tolerate it? No. Do you give their energy back to them? Yeah, or transmute it. I always like to transmute it these days, but wherever you're at, whatever feels right for you, I can't tell you what to do. It's your journey. I just don't want to keep creating more cycles, so I tend to transmute it. You can feel that. Does it hurt? Do you still feel that hurt and that pain and that indignation and that and you want to say a few nasty words? I don't really want to say the nasty words anymore. I used to, and sometimes I still can. In fact, last night I was on a call, and it's interesting because they came out because I was kind of sucked into a chaos that involved my loved one. And so I went, I don't do it for myself anymore. I've got a grip on that, but my Achilles heel is my children. And I don't think there is a parent out there that wouldn't actually say that their children aren't their Achilles heel. It takes a lot more to kind of not step into Papa Bear or Mama Bear mode than it does to go, right, okay, yeah, whatever, I can deal with that. That's theirs. It hurts. It's not pleasant. Let's just kind of transmute that energy and move on and just kind of hold them over there until they're able to get themselves in a place in a space of providing reciprocal energy. Denser energy is when people intentionally step on your neck. They intentionally want to cause you pain. Again, through their own pain, Because remember, hurt people through their own pain, but it's done with intent. It's not done from a woe me, oh, fear, lack. It's done from malicious intent, jealousy, usually envy. And those energies, you can feel the difference when it's dense energy. It's like trying to trudge through treacle when you're on that dark night of the soul. When you're dealing with dark energies, you're just having to look at and face and take ownership very often of your own ish because of where you were at, and to apply the love and the forgiveness. Sometimes you could have created dense energy. We all have different life experiences. And again, if you're the one that's created it, then you take ownership of it and you heal it and you look as to why you created that. But until everybody goes on their healing journey and cleans up their ish, these energies exist that can come towards us no matter where you are on your journey. This is why when we say when we're traveling the realms, there are certain safeguards that we take to ensure that these types of energies, either or, but definitely those dense ones, because those dense ones are malicious and they continue to be malicious. It's like people talk about curses and hexes. That's the density, because it's done with intention. It's dense energy intentionally trying to attack you, to attach to you, to cause you harm. This one is just, you got in the way. Unfortunately, it's like kind of firing a machine gun off because of where they're at. It's like being so like a scared person with a machine gun. If you're in the way, you're in the way. But there was no, I'm aiming that at you. It's just you were unfortunately in the way in that moment that person or yourself felt in those lower vibrating energies. Density is sniper fire. It's done with intent. It's done to cause harm. And that makes it a much more, I don't want to say power because I don't want to give it any. It's an energy that needs to be dealt with swiftly. It needs to be transmuted. What I like to do in those cases when I feel that dense energy coming towards me, then I hand it over to God. I hand it over to my ancestors. I hand it over to divine. I hand it over to the universe. Whatever your belief system is, I hand it and go, okay, this is what is here. This is what I'm feeling. This is what is coming towards me. Do what is needed to be done for the lessons to be learned. And so I'm taking myself out of the equation, but I'm also putting my boundaries in place. I'm also putting my safeguards in place so that I can protect myself, so that those densities don't come into my energetic body. And on the occasions when they have come into my energetic body, I have certain things that I actually do to release that. And each of us, you need to be tapping into, I mean, yes, we've got smudging, we've got crystals, we've got incantations, we've got chanting, we've got meditation, we've got releasing, using the energy vortexes. There's a million ways to clean our energetic systems. It's up to you. It's your responsibility to do the meditations, to have the connection to your divine team, to your ancestors, to know what is right for you. I could reel off a list as long as your arm, and yet your ancestors could say, right, you need to do them. Your ancestors know the types of energies that have been created through their lifetimes, through your lifetimes. They know what your soul purpose is, what your life path is, what your purpose is. And so they know the types of energies, especially the denser ones, that are going to be coming for you, towards you. That's how you will know how to rid yourself of them, to transmute them, to keep yourself clean from these energies. Meditate, talk with your team, trust what you're given, test it out. And I'm not saying test it out in a very egoic sense, just try it little by little so that you build confidence with it. It's about that inner trust. It's about inner faith. Trust in yourself, faith in yourself, trust in the divine, faith in the divine, faith and trust in your ancestral heritage and the communication that you have with them, the little nudges, and however that communication exists, whether it's a picture in the mind's eye, or you hear something, or you have a sensation, whatever clairs you're using, however you connect, trust it. But understand those differences. And there is a massive difference between darkness and density. And when you feel density in your space, or when you're out and about, check in with yourself. Is this something I need to deal with, or is this, do I cross the road? Check in with yourself. Sometimes your team will go, no, let it walk with you. Let's see if we can work with this and do some work, bring some light to this. Or they will go, no, just stay clear. Just stay clear. Cross the road. Get out of its way. As I said, density is like a sniper. Sometimes you just need to move out of its line of trajectory. And sometimes you need to go round the back and stand with that sniper. But listen to your team. Do not put yourself in a position, in a place or a space where you are gone into the ego and it's like, I can deal with this, and put yourself in danger. Do not do that. These are heavy energies and they're intelligent energies. Be very mindful that what you're getting, the information that you're getting, is actually coming from your team, not from your ego, and not from these energies, not from the density. It's like being in a fire, or there being a fire. You get out first, and then you survey what you can do before you take action to assist. And sometimes that fire can be so big you don't do anything. It's unsafe. You wait for the fire brigade. Other times you can think, right, okay, yeah, everybody's out, everybody's safe, right, extinguisher. Listen to your heart. Listen to your team and the divine. Start to practice feeling and understanding the differences. Darkness is not a bad thing. Darkness is just, it is what it is. It's just darkness. We've all been in bad places. We've all said things we wish we hadn't have said. We've all, or the majority of us at some point, have been in survival mode, and in that survival mode we have done things that we wouldn't normally do, said things that we wouldn't normally say, where we've not been the best version of ourselves. And of course that all creates energy, and it has the potential to hurt other people. I don't know about you, but I've said things, people have hurt me, and I've been like a piranha because I'm already in a space or a place. I mean, I'm not reactive now, but I've been on my journey for a decade. I rarely react now. I'm not going to say I never do it, because I'm not perfect by any means of the imagination. But I'm very mindful to take a breath when I'm being confronted with dark energies. As I said, I popped off just for a second last night in a conversation. I went, boom, and then I was like, oh, I did it. And I was really, and I actually said, I did it. I popped off. I apologized. That was, I wasn't being the best version of myself in that moment. And I'm cross with myself. And I took a few minutes to calm down, not calm down because I was still triggered, but to calm down because I was then cross with myself because I've been working and working and working. And when you've been working, and then you're just like, it highlighted an aspect that still needs a bit more healing. And that's okay. Be honest with yourselves. Take ownership and accountability. Density, not so much. Dodge it when you can. Walk the other way. Come back round if you need to, if you've listened to your team. Or walk the other way and then remotely send energy to it to break it down. Listen to your hearts. I hope that's helped. If you've liked the video, then press that like button. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. You take care. Bye.